More footwork. Wait, what? How does it go? Okay. I'm trying to figure this whole mic thing out. So, welcome back. If you're here, thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. Okay, so today we're basically going to talk about Zodiac Academy. Okay. I have read books 1, 2, and 3. And I also went ahead and stopped and got into Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac. Now, I am reading this along with my best friend and my cousin, and we were all a little nervous about this little jump in between 1, 2, and 3, and then number. We really enjoyed books 1, 2, and 3 of Zodiac Academy. It honestly felt like a very great place to start in the Solaria world. It did definitely give us more information about the orders, their elements, the Fey world in general, and how they all kind of work. I think it did a really, really great job at introducing everything. Then jumping into Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac, I won't lie to you, it was a little difficult, but like the tinsiest bit. I am also someone who can jump around into different books. If you haven't watched my other video yet, I can start series and I'm reading sometimes 5 books at a time. I know that some people can't necessarily juggle that or don't like to. Not that they can, they just don't like to. So if you are someone who doesn't necessarily like to juggle stuff, I get it, but I definitely would just recommend doing it in this particular instance because it really does help with the world building. I have tried to think about the Zodiac Academy, or excuse me, the Ruthless Boys series without books 1, 2, and 3 in their explanations. I think you would understand it. I don't think that it's also an extremely difficult book. Like it was for some people, let's say with Crescent City. Like Crescent City was really hard for some people to digest at first. I think that Ruthless Boys isn't to that extent, but I do think that it does help reading 1, 2, and 3 for Zodiac Academy. Now, on to Ruthless Boys. We ate book 1 up. And honestly, book 2 has been just about the same. I just haven't had the time to sit down and read lately. But we started probably, I want to say maybe a week ago. And my cousin and my best friend are practically almost done with book 2. So it's also interesting because supposedly some of the characters from this series do also pop up throughout the rest of Zodiac Academy. Interesting to see how that is going to play out. I don't want to give any spoilers here. This is just me giving a recommendation as to definitely make the pit stop. Again, it can be a little weird. It can be a little hard. Book 3 does leave off on a cliffhanger, I guess we can call it. So you do kind of want to immediately pick up number 4 to see how things turn out after number 3. But I also don't think that it was a terrible place to stop. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing that. Now, I don't know really how the rest of it's going to go. So we'll see, and I'll get back to you guys on that as I read through these. Okay, so that girl reads. She is the one who has, I think it's probably her, not her, excuse me, the most watched Zodiac Academy video. I feel like a lot of people do reference back to this video of hers. Again, I will tag her in this video. I have to go back and watch the video that girl reads uploaded about Zodiac Academy because I think that the Ruthless Boys is a why choose, or so far it feels that way. I'm not sure if it is, so just be aware of that. And there is quite a few, I would say, trigger warnings when it comes to the Zodiac Academy, because there is bullying. There are quite a few things that happen in the book that might be strong for some people. I didn't necessarily find that for me, but I know that it can be really, it is honestly, there, some of the stuff is crazy. But for me in my head, I know that it's not real. So there's that. Um, I guess that's not necessary to say. Um, so there are trigger warnings, and I would definitely, I don't know if they're written in here or not, actually. Oh, there's more added to the map. Oh my gosh, wait, what? There's a map added on here? Okay. I didn't see any trigger warnings. There probably is a list somewhere out there, and maybe I'll look it up and add it on here. So I would just say that there's a lot of bullying and a lot of crazy stuff that happens in these books. And so if you are someone who might not particularly want to see those kinds of things, yeah, there's that. But I definitely do recommend the book or the series. I did mention in my previous video that I did not want to continue to do books or read books that aren't completed series. So I am kind of happy that this is a completed series and I can go ahead and just go right through it, regardless of it being like 25 books or something in the whole Solaria universe. So there's that. But yeah, if you have contemplated starting this, I recommend it. My best friend and my cousin were like, that's a lot of books. And I was like, yeah, I know, but we might as well. And they texted me. Well, we've been texting back and forth about this book like crazy. But they texted me and they're like, thank you for getting us to read these because they're great. They are wonderful. So, yeah, I recommend if you like fantasy and romance and a little like enemies to lover. I think that's where that's going, honestly, but I don't know, right? Still pretty early on in in all of this. So, yeah. But thank you for stopping in. Thank you for supporting, even if you aren't a book person. And and thank you for supporting. Thank you for staying until this part of the video. I hope you have a great day, great night, and make sure to read some more. Um, and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Is that the order? It is. But either way, I got them all in there. Take care. Bye.